These three pieces are included on performance test number 4, Ode to Joy by Beethoven, Goin Home, a spiritual arranged by Dvorak, and Michael Row the Boat Ashore, and American spiritual that dates back to the late 1700s. In Ode to Joy, the main thing is to remember how to count the dotted quarter note rhythm so that at the end of lines 1, 2, and 4, we hear a nice 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and not something just tossed off, which sounds like you're playing by ear. So make sure you try to count at least lines 1 and 2. The third line features eighth notes and of course some staccato notes at the end. That would be measure 12. And make sure you get a little bit of a light bounce on those notes. This is the sound of Ode to Joy. I'm going to find my A major position. Of course, I've got C sharp on the middle. And generally, I'm going to stay right here with no hand shifts. I'm going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and chose a slower tempo because the tempo says maestoso or majestic. If you chose Goin Home, this is that piece. And remember, the rhythm again is extremely important. I would do a little bit of tapping to make sure my hands are straight with the rhythm. Something like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Remember, beat 2 is always lopsided with the left followed by the right. This is the way Goin Home sounds. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you want to remember where the notes repeat in the right hand, you want to make sure that you connect over the left hand anyway. Here's another one at the very end where you want to connect, and here's another. Whenever they repeat, you want the opposite hand to connect over. This is the way the piece would sound if you saw my approach to the keyboard more technically. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 2, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So listen carefully to legato in the right hand. In the left hand, I should say, even though the right hand has repeated notes that cause you to break. Now, let's take a look at the last one on the list. This is Michael Row the Boat. And I'm going to bring that down so we can see that if we need to. And Michael starts with a couple of upbeat notes. You can see these. So we're not counting on 1. We're going to start on 3 and 4 end because beats 1 and 2 end are at the very end. So these two measures are incomplete. These are called upbeats here. Notice the dotted quarter. We want kind of a rhythm 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So make sure you count here and there. And so therefore, if we start, we have to make sure we have a bit of an open hand position. I'm going to use 1, 2, 4 on that F triad because later down the line, I see a note that goes one step higher to D, and I need my 5th finger on that note. So that's your position for the first phrase. The second phrase, instead of 2 on the A, they want you to come back to 3 on the A, and that kicks you back into the F position with 4 on B flat. Here's the way the right hand sounds. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now shift here, 3 on A, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and if you feel like repeating it on your recording, by all means do, because one time almost is not enough to get you in the flow. So if you feel like repeating it, you're more than welcome to do that. Now, let's look at the triads, or what we call the chords. Here's your F chord twice, and then we have that B flat. You'll notice the little chord symbols are printed above the staff. So we want F, finger to B flat, slide your thumb up to D twice, and it comes back to F. And when you play the 2 quarter notes in the right hand, the left hand is supposed to get off because of the half rest. Here's your F chord again. This is our typical 5/7. We call it the bunch of grapes. 1 and 2 at the top. Slide your pinky down a half step, back to F. Another C7, they call it, and then F. Here's the sound of our Michael. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and reach up. You're going to shift your right and lift the left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's repeat. 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 2 and 3. Lift up and little shift for the right. Now that tempo is perfectly fine, but it does say, if you can see here, with spirit at the beginning. So if you feel like doing a faster tempo and you're secure with your chord changes, by all means. Let's hear how it would sound with a little kick in the tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2. Shift. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And you can go ahead and repeat as well. So either way, a slow, steady tempo is perfectly fine. Or if you're secure and want to have fun, go with the faster, spirited tempo. In any case, practice slowly so you can move faster in the long run, and good luck to you.